Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I got a review for you guys of the Microtech MSI with the Ram-Lok and the black Grivory scales. Yeah, so this is my first ever Microtech. My first Microtech I've ever owned or I guess had in my possession. I have handled obviously some of their OTFs. I've gone to so many knife stores all over the United States. So at this point, I've seen a lot of their OTFs. I just live in a state currently where OTFs are illegal, so I've just never really been able to pick one up. But yeah, they started releasing these manuals with the Ram-Loks, and these are fully legal where I'm from, and of course I had to pick them up. So keep that in mind through this review. I'm kind of basing my opinion of the company off of this manual and this manual. Yeah, spoiler alert, I bought this 2 months after buying this guy because I liked this guy so much, I wanted another Ram-Lok. So it's a little bit of a spoiler, but hey, it's all right. Before I get started with the size comparison, though, I do want to say I'm sorry about the lighting. I'm back to the lamp. My other overhang light just completely crapped itself the other day, and it does not work. This review was going to happen a couple days ago, but that light ended up kind of breaking. So, is what it is. Giving you guys this review. We got a lamp now instead of a cool little overhanging light, but whatever. Anyways, let's get into a little bit of a size comparison here. I figure best thing to size comparison a Ram-Lok to is something with a crossbar lock, because this is basically a crossbar lock with a coil spring as opposed to an Omega spring. But here's that grip Tillian I reviewed not too long ago, a couple months ago. It's been a while since I've posted. I'm very sorry about that. I did just get a new job, and it's had me a little busy. But here is a kind of staple for me when it comes to size comparison. You got that 940 in the green aluminum. This guy is, the MSI is really not small. It's not a small knife at all. I hope if you guys clicked on this video, you already knew that. But yeah, it's not small. It's not small whatsoever. Here's that grip Tillian just laid right over it. You guys can see just how much more blade and overhaul knife you have with this guy. I figure since I just pointed out it's a big knife, let's compare it to some knives that I believe would be bigger, maybe? There's that Yo Jumbo. That's the CPM M4 JG10 Blade HQ exclusive variation. And then we have a cold steel staple in the Recon 1. So if you see here, yeah, the Yo Jimbo is quite a bit bigger. Actually, it's not. It's bigger by like maybe a half an inch, quarter inch. Dang, so look at me. I don't know anything. All right, and this Recon 1, let's see. Let's really line these guys up. Yeah, that guy's got about an inch on this guy. So the Recon 1's definitely bigger. And then I guess just for a final couple knives, the PM2, obviously. That's kind of everyone's token size comparison is the PM2, because everyone has one, right? So there you guys go. It is quite a bit bigger than the PM2. And then I think a good knife that I should show off next to this guy, just because their locks really remind me of each other, even though they couldn't be any more different, the Manix 2. And then here's the lightweight. I can just lay the lightweight right on top, just so you guys can see the size differential there. Yeah, got those bases lined up. It's hard to tell on camera, but the bases are lined up right now, so that's pretty crazy. But yeah, there you guys go. Cool. All right. No more size comparisons. I think before I get started, I do just want to show you guys that I did get some new scales for this guy, and that's the reason this is being posted when it is so I can quickly get this review out, so I can get these scales off and put on these nice carbon fiber scales. They're so lightweight, and I'm so excited. But anyways, good times. Time to get into what I like and don't like about this knife, and if I can recommend it for you. So let's get this thing started where we usually do, with the blade. Yep, I love this blade. Microtech, I don't know how they do their edges. I don't know, you know, if they're prone to making their edges thick or thin or whatever. But what I can tell you confidently is this edge is really slicey. I have been cutting cardboard with this thing like crazy, and it's just been demolishing it. This edge geometry is really well done, especially with how thick this spine is. This spine's pretty freaking thick. Let me grab that PM2 again so you guys can kind of see. PM2's thick. This guy is a little bit thicker. Kind of hard to see fully on camera, but yeah, this thing's blade stock is a little bit thicker. It does kind of swedge towards the back there, but the thickest point is still going to be right there. So it maintains this thickness basically all the way through. So that's pretty crazy that it was able to come down to such a slicey edge, but you guys can see that there. Really nice. Really, really nice. I do love the finish on this blade, the apocalyptic finish. I'm going to take that amphibian out again, just so you guys can see. This is their stonewash, which I do like their stonewash just a little bit more. I'll talk about that if I do a review on the amphibian, but this apocalyptic finish is just so well done. After seeing their stonewash finish and this guy next to each other, I'm like, they do some really good blade finishes. Remarkably so. I guess I just really need to check them out more or something, but these finishes are really nice that they put on their blades. And this guy's even got a little bit of a satin kind of blending in with this apocalyptic finish, so I do like that a lot. The blade shape is also really, really nice. You know, it's a sheep's foot, Warncliffe. I see it more as a sheep's foot. I think somewhere somebody said it was a reverse tanto, but no. Okay, just no. That's not right. But you guys can see it does have a little bit of a sweep up toward the tip, just a little something. It doesn't really give it a belly per se, but gives it, you know, a little something there. So that is really, really nice. You can count this as a sharpening choil or something. I'm pretty sure it's how it sits in the lock system there, but this little cutout here is kind of nice, does work as a sharpening choil for me. The steel is M390 MK. This is, I believe, Microtech's, like, it's their proprietary steel, meaning, I mean, no other company can use it or does use it. So that's really good. I do like that. Some cool steel. That's basically just M390, but special, I guess, is what I've been told. And out of all the testings I've been seeing, it's performed basically the same as M390, but it's just got MK written on it, so it's cool. I do love the finger hole here. It's bigger than most other finger holes in terms of it's kind of like long. That's like an 1.5 to 2 inch like little hole cut out in the blade. I mean, you see Spyderco's, you know, they got that circle, but what do you know about rectangle or whatever shape that is? Really nice for finger flicking, really nice for reverse flicking. Just overall, I do like the cutout. It is also fully chamfered, so there's no like sharp spots on it, which is really nice. There's no sharp spots anywhere on the blade, and I think however they did this apocalyptic finish, they must have like rounded out these edges by doing so, or maybe they did it by hand and that's just crazy. Whatever it is, it's really nice and greatly appreciated. I do love this jimping back here. It's a little less on the practical side, obviously because it's a little thicker and not as intensely grippy, but it still works really nicely, and it does not create a hot spot, which is really nice because obviously when you're cutting, this is probably the grip you're going to be using most. I do also appreciate that they kind of gave you a space here to choke up a little bit if you want to. It's not obviously a designated choke up choil, but you can absolutely make it one. Also, sorry, I just smacked the lamp. I'm not used to a lamp being right there. But yeah, going down to the handle, even though these are Grivory scales, I would like to say this knife is just incredibly comfortable. I was blown away by how comfortable these Grivory scales are. In fact, these might be some of the most comfortable Grivory scales I've ever felt outside of the Manix 2 lightweight. It is remarkably comfortable. In fact, for a while there, the Votix company was taking so long, I honestly believed that they were going to refund me or not send the scales or whatever. And I was honestly okay with it, outside of the fact I'd be $100 out, and I'd have nothing to show for it. But I don't mind these Grivory scales at all. I didn't mind that the custom scales took a while, because I was like, at least at the end of the day, these are nice handles to hold on to for long periods of time. So that is really nice. I do also want to say this knife is incredibly light for how big it is. It is like, I mean, it feels like it should be so much heavier than it is. And especially, you know, bringing back the amphibian, this guy is kind of heavy. This guy is dense. It's obviously full G10, so you guys can kind of see there's no cutouts or anything like that. So this guy is incredibly heavy. This guy is incredibly light for its size. So I really, really do like that. Whoop, sorry guys, knocked you over there. But anyways, yeah, handle scales, really, really well done. All the hardware, I believe to be T8. Let me grab my torque smiths right now. Because I don't think, yeah, I think they're T8s all the way through. Outside of the pivots are T10. Yeah, the pivots are T10. Yeah, T8s, T10s, really nice. Really appreciated. Really do like that. I'm using, if you guys watch Metal Complex, he recommends these tools, the Weehaw tool set. Really cheap, but really like good tools. I use them to pretty much disassemble every knife I have. So they're really well done, high quality tools at a not so bank breaking price. Really, really nice. But yeah, the hardware on this guy, super duper nice, super duper well done. Now, moving toward the lock here, yeah, the lock's incredible. It is easy to use, easy to actuate. This guy is on bearings, which is another positive for me. Nice, smooth bearings with a really, really nice lock. Now, the axis lock in almost every review I do of a knife that has one or has a crossbar lock, I complain about the Omega springs. I actually just recently had an Omega spring break on my Benchmade bailout, and I had to order a whole new set of Omega springs. I complain about them a lot. I don't like Omega springs. I think they have inherent flaws in them. Even when you keep them well lubricated, oiled, and everything, they'll just break over time. That's just kind of how it is when you have a thin piece of metal coiling over and over and over again, especially when you're someone like me who likes to fidget. But this coil spring, which is basically what you see in pens and stuff like that, is just so more adept to getting pushed down over and over and over again for, you know, 1,000, 1,000,000, 1,000,000,000 times. You know, it's what it's meant to do. And as such, it'll probably last you a lifetime. And even if it doesn't, I'm pretty sure Microtech's warranty covers that. If it doesn't, then I mean, it's a coil spring. You might be able to find one online, might be able to get one from Microtech, might be able to do something. But regardless, the coil spring is going to be a lot better over time than an Omega spring will. It's less likely to break. It's going to, you know, it's going to be able to take a lot more abuse in terms of fidgeting and stuff like that. So realistically, I just feel a lot better about this lock than I do about any crossbar or axis style lock. So there you go. This guy is a backspacer. I really love this backspacer. I can't remember if it's titanium or not. You know what? Give me a second. I'm getting up. I'm getting up. Everybody, hold on. Oh, God. I'm getting up. I'm getting up. Hold on. Hold on. I'm getting up. I'm moving. All right. We're back. We're so in this now. Whew, had to get a magnet real fast. All right, so let's see here. It is titanium. What in the heck? Is it pocket clip? Nope, pocket clip is not titanium. That's a titanium backspacer in a Grivory knife. That's crazy. All right, well, there you go. I might be wrong, but this thing was not it wasn't getting magnetized like anyway, so it might actually be one. That's crazy. Okay, well, hey, there you go. Pocket clip's not, but it is a deep carry. I do love that. Really, really appreciated. I will say the purchase on the lock is really nice as well. The jimping really grips onto your finger, even if you're wearing gloves. So that's really nice. This is one of my only knives that I have that on the opposite side of the pocket clip, there's that little filler, I guess, for where the pocket clip's supposed to go. that's really awesome and really, really appreciated. And I think the final thing I will say about this knife, just so I'm not rambling for like an hour, yeah, this guy's aesthetics are honestly really nice. Out of all the knives from the Ram-Lok series, so there's this, the Stitch, the Amphibian, this guy's probably the most like vanilla, or most like I could see carrying day to day, or see someone carrying this. It's just not intimidating as intimidating, I guess, as the others. It is still a big knife, but it's very like down to earth, you know. It knows it's big, it knows it's like a brute, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna flaunt it. It's not gonna like rub it in your face, you know. It's very subtle. It's this knife is humble, you know. It's got humility to it. But yeah, also, I guess because I forgot to mention it, USA made. This guy is USA made. That is awesome. I like it. Microtech is a USA company, so hey, we love to see it. That is always a great thing. Anyways, no more rambling about what I like. Now it's time to get into what I don't like about this knife. And I'm telling you guys this now, if it wasn't already abundantly clear. There's not going to be a lot that I'm going to complain about, but here we go. So first off, this jimping on the lock here, I did say it was a positive before, and it is, but when you're digging into your pocket, this can become sharp. I have actually cut myself one time, grazed my finger a little bit while trying to reach into my pocket. It's actually this hand because I'm right-handed, but I have reached into my pocket and scraped past this guy, and it does not feel good. The jimping is a little on the aggressive side. I've been thinking about maybe taking some kind of a stone or something to it, maybe like a ceramic or something, and just trying to wear it down a little bit because it's just a little aggressive as of right now. But it's nothing big. Obviously, you want it jimped heavily when you're pulling this way. I just don't get why it was jimped this way. Obviously, this little bottom half, because, I mean, you're pulling from here. You should not really be pushing or pulling from there. So realistically, the jimping did not need to be there, and it's actually just kind of an annoyance. There's that. Another thing I will say, the clanky clank sound of the Grivory is not my favorite. I appreciate them for you know, making this knife with these scales. And by the way, forgot to mention this in the things I like. This knife's $175, $177. So honestly, the price is incredible. One of the best priced Microtechs ever. But yeah, jimping, not great. And the Grivory with that clink clink sound, also not great. But again, it keeps the price down on the scale, so that's really, really nice and really appreciated. Talking about the pocket clip a little bit, the screws are not sunk in. You know, it's not a big deal. It's just your pants might get caught up right there if you're wearing some thicker pocket pants. And then the secondary bump here, right? So you have this first bump, obviously. The secondary bump is unnecessary and kind of just a nuisance sometimes when trying to put this thing in my pocket. If I'm wearing, you know, khaki shorts, or if I'm wearing like basketball shorts, something like that, putting this in my pocket will just slide right in. If I'm wearing jeans or like Wranglers or something like that, this guy will get caught, and then I got to put a little extra force, and then it goes all the way. That's just kind of annoying. It's just something I'm like, why don't you just make it a straight pocket clip? But you know, really, it's not the end of the world by any means. It's just something I kind of noticed. And I figure finally the last thing that kind of annoys me about this knife, and it's the very last thing that I don't like, is going to be this little nub. You know, it's just, it doesn't look great when the knife's closed. You know, it just looks like the knife's got a little overhang. There's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of knives that have it, but it's just a little bit of like it's just something I noticed. When I first opened this knife out of the box and I looked at it, I was like, that little piece of steel is just sticking out right there. Again, wasn't a big thing, was just something I noticed. It's more of an aesthetic thing. And that's kind of how it is with all this. It's all, you know, obviously aside from the jimping up here, the Grivory scales, you know, they're just a clanky sound, just sounds cheaper, but it's not. And then this guy's just a little aesthetic piece that I'm not a huge fan of. So there is that. But Yeah, honestly, guys, there's not a lot of bad here. That was actually the last bad thing I had to say. So, say what you want, but I love this knife. I've been carrying it like crazy. I've really been trying to make up a good opinion on this guy, so that way when I brought the video out for you, you guys could actually get a real appreciation for it. I hope you guys did. I 100% recommend if you can get one. I know these things sell pretty quick. It took me a long time to get mine, and I got mine from a non-Blade HQ, non-DLT trading, non-knife center, etc., knife website. I got mine from a local knife shop, so I got very lucky in getting mine. But yeah, guys, highly recommend. If you find one, pick one up. They're great. And especially, I will say, this was something I didn't put in the positives or the negatives, but this is a big knife, right? This is not a small knife by any means. It's almost 9 inches long. So what I will say for you guys is just check your knife laws. Make sure that this is a knife that you can own or can carry. It's a bigger knife. But it's something I don't really care about. I like the bigger knife for me because I actually use this guy more for around the house or cardboard cutting kind of use. I don't carry it as much just because it is a little bigger and it's thicker, which I don't mind because it makes it ergonomic. But yeah, just something I would say for you guys, keep in mind the size, know what you want to do with it. But yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Sorry it took so long for this review to get out. Hopefully I can start falling onto a new schedule when it comes to posting. I'm getting used to the work schedule and the workload. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the near future. All right. Thank you.